Hi, Simone here. Welcome back to Plan A. I am going to talk about my 2016 desire to work on the quality of letting go. It's June now, so it's perfect, 6 months. I have done a ton of work. This is June, and a lot of anniversaries are coming up for me, including at the end of the month, my mother. I've done so much work prior to all of this, in the 6 months, in the 5 years, and so on. I actually had this beautiful butterfly pendant made to commemorate all the changes and remind myself of all the changes I've gone through and how many more are coming. Clearly, they're in process. So letting go is a choice, one, to not stay stuck in frustration and anger and just stuckedness, right? Those are completely legit feelings and emotions, and I'm not one to deny, so go ahead and feel them, but the choice to stay stuck there is a choice for frustration. Now, I've also had a client mention, what do you think, I'm just like choosing to stay in that kind of realm? No, it's not about that. It's about noticing what other alternatives are available to you and going and finding those that work for you. One size does not fit all, as we all know. And then from there, letting go. The letting go process is our resistance to change, and change is constantly happening. Everything is energy, and the nature of energy is change and expansion constantly. So what looks empty, what looks like when will my, how come I, why isn't it like that, all those questions, if you're asking those, this empty void isn't empty. Energy cannot be destroyed. You know, like reduce, reuse, recycle, it's exactly the same. Energy can only be alchemized and transmuted and up-leveled, up-shifted. So that's what's happening. This void is allowing old things out so that new things can come in, new, more appropriate things for who you are today to come in. And then you can take root and tend to this beautiful new garden that you are choosing to create. And you can accept, so that you can really accept that things are the way they are now. You know, what happened before happened, but it's not happening now. Beautiful, amazing people helped you along the way. You also had important eras in your life like me, and maybe you're still in one now, and you know, you don't want to let go of it. Things constantly shift and change. So if we can get to allowing to accept that things are exactly the way they're supposed to be, and even when we don't know, and we think that there's nothing happening, there's so much energy information that is there, forming, happening, already happened. You've said to yourself in the past, you know, if I only knew what I knew now, then I would have whatever. So we have insight to the information that we are seemingly missing now, only in retrospect, right? 2020, hindsight is 2020. That is so true. So in other words, we're doing all of this work. We're accepting, we're allowing, we're letting go, and we're moving into a space where we can stop and turn around, meet ourselves, where all this amazing stuff has already happened. When we're ready through the process, it's happened, and we meet ourselves. I can't stress that enough, that this is a trust issue. This is about trusting yourself first and foremost, and then trusting that you're never without support. You're never doing this alone. You're not crazy. Other people feel this way. The shifts and the changes are constant, and if you can be kinder and gentler to yourself, then you're going to do a lot better when you are able to turn around and meet yourself and see what beautiful reality you have created through this process. If this resonates for you, go ahead and drop me a line. I'm always happy to continue this conversation. I've had this conversation with people very recently, some of the people who I let go of, in fact. And we came back and saw how we leveraged that beautiful stuff that we did together into what is more appropriate now. This is real. This is more shift and changes happening in this time that we're going through. So buckle up, as I always say, but be good to yourself, be kinder to yourself, and I'll talk to you soon.